To Santa Clara Valley youths, the allure of poverty is considered especially heinous. In Latin America, the dedicated teenagers who support these struggling communities are members of an elite squad known as Amigos de las Americas. These are their stories.
It all started about 1 year ago. It was June 18th, the summer of 2013, and Matt and Adam were set to depart on their flights to Latin America. They waved goodbye to their friends, family, and each other, and began their respective trips. Matt was off to Oaxaca, Mexico, and Adam to Misiones, Paraguay. Matt was all set to go to Oaxaca, a state in southern Mexico. There, he was to live with a host family and one American partner, Andres from Portland, for 8 weeks. At this point, Matt was very nervous. He had never left the country alone before, and he was scared for what the future might hold. Before leaving, Matt had a very ill-informed view of what many Mexicans were like. In his mind, he imagined all Mexicans to be sombrero-wearing, mustache-grooming, Chipotle-eating, pitbull singing people from south of the border. He really believed that the people were like their stereotypes. As a side note, I just want to point out that real Mexican culture is nothing like what Americanized Mexican culture portrays it as. For example, in Mexico, burritos and things of that nature don't exist. It took 10 minutes for my host family to even grasp the concept of what Dorito-shelled tacos are. Anyway, when I got down there, I was really nervous to meet my host family, so I had done my research on Latin American pop culture so I could fit in well. So I was talking to my host brother and the subject of music came up. I started listing off all the popular Latin musicians I could think of. Juanes, Romeo Santos, Calle 13, Siete. When my brother stopped me and said, "No, I don't like any of those bands," I was confused. I had done all this research and he was having none of it. And then he looked at me and I listened to him and he said to me, "Do you know Macklemore?" So I stopped myself for a second and thought, maybe these people aren't so different from you and me. And I was right. I realized from that point on that I didn't have to try to mold myself to like what I thought Mexicans liked. We're all people and we all like the same kinds of things already. It's our nature. Meanwhile, Adam was on a 10-hour flight to the South American country known as Paraguay. There, he experienced a similar story as Matt's in a small southern province called Misiones. Adam and his Washingtonian partner, Jaime, lived in a primarily agricultural community of 400 members that rallied around few things besides soccer games and good crop yieldings. Upon arriving into the community, named Tres de Mayo after their beloved soccer team, Adam was nervous as the only person who spoke the same language as him was Jaime, his partner who he had met less than 24 hours prior. In the first few weeks of his stay, Adam had a difficult time opening up to such foreign people who lived in such a seemingly foreign manner. As a result, he chose to stay cooped up in his isolated shelter and read letters from home. In one letter, a good pal of Adam's, Bert Shavitz, sent him a deck of playing cards. Interesting, thought Adam. Immediately, Adam's host siblings, Cesar and Lise, took a liking to the classic card game popularly known as Go Fish. Hey, wait a second, Adam pondered to himself. Maybe these people aren't actually as scary as I made them out to be. Yay! As if on cue, Adam's face turned very happy. As Adam continued his experience in South America, he became convinced that maybe this Paraguayan family wasn't that different from his Irish and German family back in the US. I mean, they loved card games back home and they loved to go fish here. They cooked, argued, watched dramatic TV shows, and laughed together back home, and they shared all those things in Paraguay also. Soon, Adam felt as if these Paraguayans were more than just people, but part of his familia. Adam and Matt both learned an important lesson while in Latin America. A person being from a different country than us does not necessarily make them any different from us. People are people and should not be expected to act a certain way based on their surroundings.